All right, everyone, what's going on? It's David Seth McGarland, aka DSG, and I am super excited. This is a long time coming. I am joined by Chris Freytag. Hello, Chris. How are
Hi,
you?
how are you?
I am super excited to have you on. It's funny because I feel like I get to know people that are customers of ours through Facebook, through things that I see them do, but until we actually get to chat, do you know what I mean? Until we get a little one-on-one action, I feel like I never, really get to know someone. So first of all, as we get started today, where are you coming from? Where are you at right now?
I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we're keeping it Midwestern, Northern-ish here with Missouri, Minnesota connection. So as we get started, we got a lot to cover, and you in your industry, if you were to summarize just really quickly about who you are and what you do, sort of the Cliff's Notes version before we deep dive, what would you say to someone?
I am a journalist. I graduated with a journalism degree, so I love communication, that went into fitness in the 80s when women started lifting weights. And I've spent my career making teaching classes, personal training, health coaching, and making fitness workouts for people at home. So I started with VHS tapes.
VHS, I love it.
Yeah, I worked for a lot of big companies where I was making their content for them and they were distributing it because that was a big way people worked out, then DVDs. And now I run an online streaming service for workouts. So people can stream on any device, anytime, anywhere. So we've come a long way.
Nice. It's interesting that there's like been such an evolution in the, not to date you, but you've been an OG at this, right? You've been doing this for a long time. Fitness experts are popping up every 5 minutes, right? And it's interesting. You've had a massive amount of longevity in this business, and I think a lot of that, what you just mentioned, I mean, being able to adapt, being able to change, see what's going on. Now, here's a question: has your audience always been the same, or has that evolved as well?
I think they've evolved. I mean, I think my audience has really kind of aged with me, if you will. When I was in my 20s making videos and workouts, I think I had a lot of that age group. Then when my kids were little, I had a lot of moms with little kids. And now, of course, I'm an empty nester and moving into that next phase of life. But I will say that my streaming service caters, we surveyed our members, and we have a lot of women in their 30s that are moms and they're working and got little kids. And then we got a lot of women in their 50s and 60s plus that are, still trying to stay in shape. I think we've all learned that being healthy means longevity, right?
Right.
And I always say, I don't want just more years. I want good years.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, and it's something I've noticed too. It's like, and this is so true of the online space, is that people kind of evolve with you, and your audience sort of can evolve and change too over time. Like I've almost noticed that about my audience as well, is that, when I got started, I feel like a lot of my audience was, when I was in my early 20s, it almost seemed like they were in their early 20s. Do you know what I mean? And then as it got, and now it's a lot of people resonating, with not just everybody, but I'm saying like just kind of a core demographic. There's a lot of, whenever I mention little kids at home or things like that, you get a lot of people right away that understand that. You know what I mean? And it's interesting as you evolve, and it doesn't mean that's your only audience, but that's interesting to keep that in mind, that you kind of evolve with the times as well.
Well, and I was going to say, I think it's interesting being a journalist. I've always been interested in technology. So evolving with, video being first coming onto the internet, I got really involved with doing video stuff on the internet, and then taking my workouts from VHS to DVD and DVD to streaming. I kind of have always been interested in that avenue.
Yeah, it's interesting on the tech side. We were talking about this a minute before we even started recording our conversation, is that we started talking a little bit about technology. And I wonder if you could share a little bit about that as well, because that scares the heck out of people. And I know, listen, some people it lights them up. It says, technology, awesome, right? Some people, like, I put myself in the middle where I'm not a techie by any means. It doesn't necessarily scare me. I don't really love it, but I don't really, I'm not terrified by it, right? I'm kind of in that middle ground. Some people though, and this is across the board, just that's what keeps them, that's what holds them back at night, is they're like, I'm just never going to be able to do this. What would you say about this, and what have you kind of noticed as you've learned so many new technologies here over the years?
Well, I've just kept an open mind, because a lot of people, I'm 54 years old. A lot of my friends are all like, oh my gosh, they get a little overwhelmed by technology sometimes. But my attitude was always like, and also I think because I'm a journalist by, degree, I was always really interested in forms of communication and how they were evolving. So I just kind of have always kept my ears open and my eyes open and been open-minded to it. I'm by no means a techie. And I always just kind of think where there's a will, there's a way. If I know that I want to take my streaming, my workouts to streaming, which was, my kids were saying, Mom, nobody has a DVD player anymore. I'm like, okay. But then I go and seek the resources of people who can help me figure it out. And that's how I found you, because I was like, I want to deliver courses. I know that online is the best way to do it. Who can help me? Because I didn't know how to do it by myself.
Yeah, and I think that's, I was talking about this, I actually did a Facebook Live a day or so ago, and I was talking about how there's people that are in how they seek help in different ways, right? And the ones that I feel like struggle the most are the ones that are the complete, I'm going to figure it out on my own. I'm just going to patch things together, or I'm just going to experiment for the next 5 years and try to figure it out, right? And those are the people that seem to go the slowest or get themselves into the most trouble. The people that seek out an expert or someone, to me, that was a turning point in my business as well. When I was getting started, I was thinking, I'm trying to do all this stuff myself. Wait a minute, there's other people that have done this. Wait a minute, there's other people that could teach me how to do this and shave 6 months, a year, $5,000 off, whatever I'm going to mess up, do you know what I mean? Which I'm going to. Right. And that's a huge thing. And for you, what was the appeal? Everyone has different whys, right? And I always talk about how your why has to be bigger than your why not. Right? When you saw and you started hearing about online courses, you came and found us. Awesome. Super grateful for that. But what was your big why? Why did you want to move into that kind of online course space with what you were doing?
Well, again, I go back, and I still left because when I majored in, college, it was the early 80s, 83. And a college counselor said to me, fitness is not a career. So what do you want to do? And that's when I had this big love of communication. But my why has always been to help women in particular, but women and men be more, be healthy and understand that health is cool. And now it is trend right. And, 20 years ago, I had to convince people that being healthy was trend right. Now it is trend right. But I've been passionate about showing people that it's accessible, that you don't have to be this crazy athlete, that you can take care of your body, that there is no perfect body. Back in my 20s, I will admit that vanity probably overtook me a lot. It was like, okay, how good do I look? Now in my late 50s, it's like I said, I just want more years and good years, and I want to feel great, and I want to wake up in the morning with energy, and I want to have a clear, positive mind, and I want to be capable, and I want to prevent injury. And so that's always been my motivation. And so delivering workouts has always been something that I love to do for all levels of fitness, to make it accessible for people, because I know there's a lot of women who work, a job.
Sure.
There may be parents, they've got little kids, they're not going to a gym, they don't know what to do, they don't understand it. So that's important to me. But then I'm really passionate about health. Like I've always believed in that whole quote, the more you know, the better you do. And I would find so many people who say, well, I can't lose weight. I just can't lose weight. Chris, you've always been the same size. I can't lose weight. And I'm like, okay, let's dive into it. Let's find out why you can't lose weight. And most of the time, people don't understand food. They're willing to do a diet, which, you go on for 2 weeks, then you go off it. People lose weight on diets, but then they gain it back. And my whole thing has been, you have to understand your mindset. You have to understand food, and you have to understand how you move your body. And the more you know, the better you do. So once you understand food, at least you're going to think about it like, okay, I know that this is a better choice. But when you know nothing, you make poor choices. So education has always been at the deep center of my why. And so an online course just made sense to me. And I built my email list early on in my career. I did get a kind of ahead on that, where I was building an email list. So then I thought, okay, I have this email list of people who are interested in hearing more information from me. A course would logically be a good next step.
Nice. I love it. By the way, I love how you just ooze passion through the screen there. I'm like ready to jump up, get my protein shake, and I'm going to go down in the basement and go start banging right now. I'm going to start banging some weights out. It's funny because people that are successful, and this is across the board, and different personalities, there's different backgrounds, there's different this, there's different that. There's so many different things, but the common ground is they love talking about their subject. I know that sounds crazy, that's so obvious, right? It's probably very obvious to you, and it's obvious to me. But some people, that struggle, I feel are sometimes they don't really care about their subject. I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying that they'll be like, oh, well, I think that was a good opportunity to teach this, or I think now's the time to do this. Versus, you know what? you should be as excited. You should be thinking to yourself, if you're watching, listening to this interview right now, and you're thinking to yourself, if you can't talk about like Chris just did with her subject, you might not be on the right one. Do you know what I mean? I'm just something to keep in mind there, and that makes a lot of sense and why you kind of came to this online space. Now, a question: what today? We're recording this now. It's 2020, right? What is your current business model? Before we kind of dive into some other things, so for your brand, what is that kind of looking like right now in 2020?
Okay, so we have a website that is informative and free information, and that is really driven by ad dollars. So it's a website that's really based on traffic.
What's that link? We'll link up everything.
It's called gethealthhyou.com.
Yep. Okay, got that
and that's
one. Yep.
just information.
And that's a U with just a U. It's a U.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's just free information. And we add new content all the time. GetHealthyYouTV.com is a membership streaming service. Mm-hmm. So you join, and when you join, then you can make it into an app on your phone. It's not a true app, but you make the icon, and it's really
cool. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And we have over 250 workouts on Get Healthy You TV, and we add a new workout every Monday morning, a live workout. Mm-hmm. So that is my membership website.
And how much is that? Just.
So we have 2 memberships. Premium membership is $59 for the year.
Okay.
And that is over 150 workouts. And then if you want to get access to the live workout every Monday, which is our gold membership, it's $149 for the year. And then we give an amazing deal for the first year. Lots of our competitors, there's a lot of streaming services. They do like 7-day trials or 30-day trials. Mm-hmm. We do a full year at a very discounted price, just to kind of get you the opportunity to try it.
Got it.
So that's really my business model: memberships for workouts, and then advertising on my free content website. And then, of course, my course that we've been running.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about the course, too.
So we started this course, and you really convinced me, David, because when I was going through create online, awesome online courses, and when I was also listening just to a lot of your free videos, it was like you were talking about having passion for your subject, just like we were talking about. And I always thought, like, is anyone going to sign up for a course to get healthy? I mean, I know people sign up to learn how to make a course, or how to make this, or how to cook, or but are they going to learn? Is that going to entice people? But I'm so passionate about it. I'm like, yes, people need to understand their health better. And if they took a 7-week course, it's a 7-week course for 7 modules about understanding their mindset, their meals, and their movement. That's what we talk about, the 3 M's, that then they can do better a lot. And it's a long-term strategy. It's a lifestyle. It's not about signing up for boot camp for 3 weeks. It's about when you know more, you will go on into the world and do better. So the course is called WholeBodyReset.com. A game changer for me was when you added Course Cats, because I had taken the course, and I just have 2 girls that work for me, and she was going through it with me, and we were kind of talking about it, and we were struggling with what platform we were going to use to deliver the course. And all of a sudden you came out with Course Cats, and it was like, boom, that's the easy answer, because it all fit together. So we use Course Cats for WholeBodyReset.com. It was so easy for us to put together the course on your platform. And it is a course about getting healthy, like whole body, change your whole body. You're going to reset everything from your mindset, your meals, and your movement. And so that's what the course is about, and that's how it came to be.
I love it. And I think when we came up with Course Cats, and Course Cats first came out in 2015, that was really the idea behind it. I mean, Course Cats, when it's funny, when I got into this industry, I never thought, for a million years that I'd be getting on the technology side of it. Like, I didn't think okay, I would just, refer people out. But the funny thing is, anything we referred people to at the time, and also, sending it to Brad, who's the co-founder of Course Cats, that's what I would do. When people were creating courses in the early days and they said, okay, what should I do for tech? I'd literally send them to Brad, who'd build them a website for like $5,000. Or we'd send them to some other third-party software, and it ended up we wouldn't like it for whatever reason. It was either whatever reason it was. And so, finally that's when Brad came to me and he said, listen, I can create something for people that would be like if they hired me for $5,000 for not $5,000. You know what I mean? And that's where Course Cats came from. And it's great to hear from someone that said, okay, listen, let's cross this off the list, because technology at the end of the day, in my opinion, just has to get out of your way. right? Like
Right.
that's what it's about. Like, you've got live classes to teach. You've got a team you're working on. You've got marketing. You've got different things. You need tech to get out of your way. And that's really what CourseCats was designed to do,
Well, and so when I started my streaming service, I realized it was bigger than my knowledge. And so I hired a marketing company that works with me and helped me get that off the ground. So then when I wanted to do this course, same thing, we were digging our heels in. We were kind of dragging our feet because we didn't know what technology to use. The minute CourseCats came out, it was like, okay, we can do this. And that's when we started working and developing the course.
Nice. That makes sense. Now, what's the order? So I'm curious because I love the business model. You got, just to recap it, just make sure I've got it. You've got like your free website, your resources, got some ads going on there. That's what you have there. Then you have your membership site. Then you have your course. Which order did those go in terms of, was that the order that they were created in as well?
It is. I started, I've always made fitness videos, but they were delivered through, tangible DVDs. And so I started a blog. When people started blogging in like 2010 or 8 or whatever, I started blogging. And so the gethealthyu.com, the free content is the blog, basically, became a content website. And then once I switched from DVDs to streaming, that was about 4.5 years ago, Get Healthy You TV was born. And then in the meantime, we were like, okay, we want to also deliver a course where I can help educate people, because people ask so many questions. They send me, we still get so many emails every day about, I need to lose weight. I need this, I need that. And it's like, okay, I want somewhere where I can bring people together and educate them. And so then the course.
Nice. That makes sense. So on the membership side, that's more focused on workouts. Right,
it's
for the most,
yeah.
See, that makes sense. And see, to me, that's such a smart business model, because it's like, okay, here we go. And I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've got people, they're in the membership site, they find out about the course. They're in the course, they find out about the membership site. They're on the free site, they find out about both. Is that what kind of you have in what you have going on right now?
That's exactly how it works. And lots of our streaming members have taken the Whole Body Reset course. And then we always, at the end of the course, if somebody isn't a member of the streaming service, we give them an offer to join the streaming service. So yes, there's a lot of crossover.
And you have obviously something you could keep doing with the workouts. There's infinite workouts you can do. So there's like endless content there. Then you have the course. Now, what's the price point on the course?
So the course is, right now we've been selling it at $250.
Okay.
For the 7 weeks. We marketed it as $350, but then gave a discount.
And how's that? How did you people get hung up on this, but I'm just curious, how did you sort of did you throw a dart at a board, or how did you come up with that price?
We did some math. We started higher, and we were, the first few launches, we got less people, but we did the math on, okay, if you get less people at a higher price point versus more people at the lower point, we kind of came up with our sweet spot. And for me, it was coming up with that sweet spot. We did a lot of surveys every time we would run the course, and or have the opportunity to survey our Get Healthy You TV members about what they might want to know about further education. I always wanted to know like where their price points were, how long the course. I'm always surveying our email list to kind of figure out where people are at. And 250 kind of felt like a sweet spot where people were willing to spend that money for this subject. And so that's kind of how we fell on it. I would not go any lower because it is a ton of information, and it is very well put together through CourseCats. And they couldn't get that information from hiring me even 7 times for that period of time. That makes sense. And I'm confident that they couldn't get that information anywhere else. So it's most of the people will give us a testimonial and say it's a bargain.
Nice. And what's interesting is that you mentioned kind of what's included in the course, meaning how it works, who it's for, those types of things. But curious, what's so it's called, the end goal of the course. We always talk about that, and I totally get it that it's about whole body reset. Your strength,
mindset, meals, and movement. Yeah.
Got it. So when you walk out of that course, you walk in, however you are, you walk out. What's your ideal person when they walk out of that course? What have they evolved
When they walk
to?
out of that course, they think differently. They now understand positive mindset. I've always preached that positive mindset is a skill. Emotions are emotions: happy, sad, mad, elated, angry. But mindset is a skill. People who are sad can choose a positive mindset, and it takes training to understand how your automatic negative thoughts work and all that kind of stuff. So that they think differently, and they understand food. When they come out, they can't say that they don't know what a carb, fat, and protein are and what they do in your body. And they may choose to eat a bag of Doritos, but they know the difference between, their head sticks with them going, oh, I know that I should be getting a good mix of macronutrients in order to get my micronutrients. And then we talk about movement for the sake of movement, not that you have to become somebody who loves to do CrossFit or loves to do HIIT or loves to swim. We talk about how to build a movement program that works for your family, your body, your life, your age. And so they walk out of there, honestly, a changed person. They'll never think the same.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what I also love about this is that, I love when people are doing awesome things in spaces that I call crowded. Do you know what I mean? Meaning, obviously, especially, come on, fitness, wellness, all those things, that's a giant, giant space. And I'm curious, and you've been at it for a long time in this space. Has there been, let me rephrase this. How do you either stick out from the pack? Do you worry about competition? Do you know what I mean? And has that affected you in any way?
There's so much competition. I love competition. I think the more the merrier. There's space for us all. There's so many people. Like, you think, how many people are in the United States, in the world? Like, our streaming service, we have people all over the world. In Whole Body Reset, we had people sign up from Italy and Australia and New Zealand and England. The world is a big space. So there's a lot of people. And I always say, people are going to be attracted to different personalities. Not everyone
100%.
likes me. You know what I mean? They might find somebody else that matches their needs. And so I'm okay with that. And I feel like competition drives, you have to look at competition as not like you're fearing them, but like you can learn from them, and also everybody can rise up. That's kind of how I feel about it. And there's, like, to your point, or we were talking earlier, people who are 25 are probably going to be more interested in someone who's 25. And I totally respect that. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of people my age who are still trying to stay healthy, and who are trying to figure out their next decades. I always say, hey, if you're over 50, by the way, you could have 40 more years. That's like going back to when you were 10 years old. Like, who can even remember, right? So I'm like, if I've got 40 more years ahead of me, I want to make sure that that's a lot of living to do. And that group of people know that, hey, it's important to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I have one grandma. I have two. My one grandma who passed away several years ago is at 92, 93. And my grandma is now almost 90, alive and kicking, and she's a beast. Do you know what I mean? And she's a beast. And it's funny that, you mentioned that's the exact point, is that, you resonate with a certain people. And I think people forget how many freaking people there are in the world. You know what I mean? And there's room for people that are passionate and different personalities and different. Exactly. Because if someone says, I want to go seek this out. I want to go seek out someone to teach me how to do something, right? And you end up with 5 different people teaching the exact same thing. Let's use a different example. Let's say you're going to have 5 people teaching you how to teach your dog how to sit. I don't know. I'm making that up. All right. Random
My
thing.
dog is sitting right here, by the way.
All right. Perfect. See, listen, you already took it. You already did it. So you have 5 dog sitting experts. This is all they teach, is how to get your dog to sit, right? At the end of the day, you might check them out. You might see them on YouTube. You might see them online. You're going to pick the personality and the person you think is going to help you the most, that you most resonate with, for whatever reason. Maybe it's the funniest one. Maybe it's the most serious one. Maybe it's a person that, feels like you. Maybe it's whatever it is. But that's what my point is, that there's room for plenty of people,
Right. Well, and I work at a gym. I've always worked at a gym since 1987. I teach classes. And so you think, oh my gosh, the gym is so crowded. Everybody in the world belongs to a gym. How does at-home workouts work? Well, the reality is a very small part of the population belongs to a gym. Lots of people work out at home. There's how many 100 millions of people in the United States alone? So I feel like the pie is big and everybody is looking to be healthy. So it doesn't bother me, but it is a crowded space.
Amen on that. And also, by the way, obviously, as we shoot this amongst, the virus, right, is that you've seen now a big shift, with this, more people obviously working out from home, and, people will be going back to gyms, but you know what? Some people won't. And also, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity right now in your particular space where there's going to be, I feel like there's more people that have probably been turned on to what I can do at home, what I can, what I can use around me, how I can fit it more into my day, because it's become even more popular through this craziness, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the whole body reset, we sell it on the mindset, meals, and movement. But a lot of people are realizing that being healthier is costs you less money. I mean, that's
Yeah.
also something that's happening is people are realizing healthcare is very expensive. Feeling sick and being sick causes trouble in your job. It's expensive. People don't want to go to the doctor all the time. And we're realizing that if you take some steps to get your health into control, you can literally save money and be happier.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, nothing better than that, my friend. So also, we talked about that you had an email list kind of that you built up over the years that you're going back there. Now I'm curious about now, how do people find out about you? What's your kind of marketing look like? And, I was kind of doing some searching also, before our interview, I saw you've got a variety of different things going on. And I'm just curious if now, how do people find you and what are you actively doing to find people?
So we do use lead pages on our website.
Yep.
We love lead pages. They're based in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And yeah. And so we have a lot of if somebody gets to our website, we'll have a lot of boxes where it's like you get a freebie if you want a freebie on how to 10 best exercises for your abs or, 3 best tips on this, or that. So we have a lot of boxes on the website where people can enter their email to get a freebie. That's one way. Another way is we do run Facebook ads for Get Healthy UTV for memberships. Mm-hmm. We do run those. And once people join Get Healthy UTV, they also then, kind of find out more about me and about all of the offerings that we have. Social media, we have a big Facebook following. Mm-hmm. We have a very loyal Instagram following. So we do spend time every single day on social media. We do a lot of free stuff. I don't spend money to get email addresses. Mm-hmm. We get them mostly through lead pages, to be quite honest. And then we scrub our list a lot because we want to make sure that people are engaged. So if someone hasn't opened an email in 6 months, we check in with them and say, do you want to unsubscribe? We keep it really healthy so that our open rates are good. And this last launch that we did for Whole Body Reset, we had 250 people sign up, which was awesome. We used your 3 free video. Followed your system to a T and did the 3 free videos. And we spent no money on advertising. We didn't do any Facebook ads or anything because it's such a short launch. You don't really have time to delve in. But through our email list and just people telling people, it worked really well.
Wow, 200, and that's 250 people that joined on that launch, and just goes to show you. And also, I think videos relate very well to fitness and wellness as well as being able to watch the 3 free videos and moving right in there. And that's interesting about, by the way, lead pages. I go way back with the founder. He's the former CEO. He's the founder, Clay Collins. We go back to the day one before it was even lead pages. It was called Lead Player back in the day. So I know it's a great thing to get leads. Question on that. What right now is your best giveaway that people really like when they come to your site?
Well, we do a lot of challenges. So we'll give away, right now we have a 14-day meditation challenge. So it is a progressive way to learn how to meditate. And so when you put your email in, you will get, up comes a page that has all 14 meditations and you do them in a row. And it builds over day 1 to day 14. But we do a lot of 14-day challenges where we give a calendar. We unlock some of our videos from our subscription sites so they can have a workout to do every day. So challenges really are probably our best lead. Mm-hmm. And we probably change that offering up 4 times a year. So once a quarter, we change the challenge. Yeah, but we do there have been a couple 101 fitness tips, that lead page for some reason just gets a lot of people. So we do pay attention to which one offers are winning, and then we'll use them. Right,
that makes a lot of sense too. And have you noticed, there's that balance of free and paid, right? That we all deal with that. It's like a thing. And, obviously, as you mentioned, you do a lot of free stuff, which is great. Do you know what I mean? And, the opposite of that is the people that are so scared to put anything out for free and they're worried that no one's going to buy or I'm giving away all my best stuff or whatever it might be. Have you noticed, though, that people still see, obviously the answer is yes, but, you people see the difference between, okay, this is great free stuff, amazing free stuff, but yeah, I'm still interested in the paid workouts or the paid course. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
how that's worked.
I mean, my goal is to get them to, so I do have more trainers on Get Healthy UTV than me. There's 5 trainers, but I'm the founder of it. And so I try to get people involved so they're endeared to me and they like the trainers and they like the program. We add one new free 10-minute workout to our website every single month. So we probably have like 60, 70 free 10-minute workouts, and we give them away because when people sign up for the newsletter, they're like, okay, wait, this is a paid program. And we're like, no, actually, you have 70 choices for a free workout under the 10-minute workouts. So we always are, adding to that free pile of workouts so that people can, because if somebody works out to our 10-minute workouts and they're really enjoying it over the course of a 2-week challenge, they might go, well, if I like their 10-minute workouts, I want a 30-minute workout. I want a 45-minute workout.
And those are the paid ones.
Yeah, and the paid ones.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I hate to use this term, but it's so true because people can relate to this. It's a ridiculous term, but I'm just going to say it. It's really the drug dealing model, right, that we're all doing here. It's like, listen, give it a, it's not good. We're not encouraging you selling drugs or getting people hooked on bad things. We're getting people hooked on good things. But it's the model of like here's a taste. Do you know what I mean? And but the taste is the real thing. It's not like, it's not some kind of fake drug. I don't know. This is the worst analogy, but you know what I'm saying?
It's the real thing, and
it's
that's
the real thing. But you want more, and you want it maybe more in depth, and you want it more often, or you want it even, And another thing I've noticed too, you want it in an environment that works really well for you. Meaning, like you log in, you've got your course, you've got your system. People like that too. It's easy to navigate, right? So you're entering them in the pathway for that, and that's something just people that they still need to get over, and it's 2020 that free content is still money. I mean, I know, I mean, people forget this.
Because when, the people who open my emails are loyal and they loved the 3 free videos. That whole program really has worked for us over the course of like 2 years. We've been launching the course and we've been doing it like 3 times a year because we've been dripping the modules 1 week at a time. And I've been very involved in our private Facebook group, kind of coaching. I call it, group coaching like you do in your Facebook group. And so it's been really, really great. And now we're considering, as I had told you, maybe moving the course to Evergreen. And so now we're looking at the module that you added for Evergreen courses, and we're going to see how that goes for us. But it's just been a solid revenue stream for us. And I was nervous. Listen, I went to your Facebook page and I saw all your testimonies, and I see these people are like, yes, I launched a course and people signed up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I had a little bit of fear, and even though I've been doing this for so long, I was like, what if no one signs up? What if I only get 2 people to sign up? And, and just taking the time to put the course together, film the modules, do the right thing. It's just so worth it, because once you have that product, then you can start to tweak it and figure out, we tweaked the price point. We kind of had to figure that out, and we tweaked what time of year to offer it. And now we're going to maybe tweak it to Evergreen. We're going to see how that goes. But it's just a great revenue stream. And I feel like I'm giving people something really worthy. I mean, that's the one thing is our testimonies come out and they're like, thank you so much for this information. Like all this unbelievable information compiled into one spot has been amazing. So I feel good that they've learned something too.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big part of it is confidence. Confidence, because people want to learn from people that are confident in their offerings. Do you know what I mean? Even if no one's taken it yet, knowing that they're like people, you don't want to just be like, well, you guys might want to take this because, might help you a little bit. I'm not sure. People want people that, are confident in those offerings, and that can come from, once you get customers in and go down that path. But yeah, everyone faces that fear. I don't care what you're launching. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been in business. Everybody is always worried, like, oh my God, I'm going to launch and there's going to be nothing, or whatever it might be. But you have to have that vision and knowing that it's a long-term process, like you just mentioned, where now you've got this great course. It's a living, breathing thing. You could tweak it. You can offer it different times a year. You can play with the 3 video series. You could add a new bonus. You could add a new price point. You could do different things. You've got this now. Very tweakable thing, but until you do it, you don't have it. And so that's one of the key things that I'm always emphasizing with people.
Well, we just re-recorded the last lesson because we changed our offer at the end of the course for what we offer for Get Healthy UTV. So we just had to re-record one last lesson, no problem, put it right into Course Cats. and changed that up. We always go through and make sure that we give some bonus links and some ideas of other experts to watch. And people really love that. Like I say, I've combed YouTube. Like you don't have to go on YouTube and search the subject of positive mindset. Like I'm going to give you the 3 best people to watch their 10-minute video and you will learn. And so we compile all that. We check everything, every single time. And it's been such an easy experience. And we do give the 30-day back money guarantee like you teach in the course. That's been really good. This time we had 5 people ask for money back. So we had 255 sign up, 5 people asked.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, fine, I will give you your money back. I never want to take someone's money. So that has been worked really well for us. We literally followed CAOC to a T.
I love it. See what happens, folks? You just, if you don't fight me, good stuff happens. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and we appreciate it. And we would ask questions. We did ask you guys a few questions along the way. We'd write in and be like, okay, we're having a little issue on Course Cats, and we'd get help right away. And we were able to build it out and make it work. And, it's been amazing.
Love it. I love it. Well, I love hearing that. And, there's a lot more that, I can't wait to hear about where this goes in the future as well. So I'm super excited. So last kind of subject matter to talk about before we wrap up is that, I got to ask this just point blank. You got a lot of things going on. How do you manage it all?
I've always been kind of that person. Again, like I graduated from college in 1987. The word entrepreneur was not really a word that people used. I didn't set out to be this entrepreneur, but what happened is when I got into the fitness industry, I started using my journalism skills. Like, hey, I can do video for you, and companies started hiring me, and I can do this and I can do that. So I've kind of learned to be a ball juggler, if you will. Like I have a lot of irons in the fire, and it's also my personality. But we also are really efficient. My team, like we try to. Everyone gets their workout done or whatever in the morning. And then we schedule, like we do our emails, and we schedule like 1 day a week to film social media content. We do our live videos 1 day a week. We have a very set schedule. Yeah. So we batch everything. We aren't just like randomly like, we need something to put on Instagram today. Let's do it. We batch it. And then of course we roll with the times. Like if something happens in the news or in our world, then we're nimble and able to respond. But we definitely batch things and stay fairly organized with to-do lists and that kind of thing.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. That's the only way to get it done. And what does your team look like? You said you have. Did you say you have 2 team members?
What does that look like? 2 full-time team members. 2 full-time team members. We go to a co-working space, and we probably co-work together about 15, 20 hours a week, and then the other hours we all work from home. So it works really, really well, and it's flexible from that standpoint. And then I have a marketing partner with my streaming service that really helped me because we have like 40,000 members. So we have to make sure that credit cards are taken properly. Everything is safe. Every video delivers. We just added our Roku channel. We have, you have to keep everything really rolling. And so again, like when I said something's too big for me, who can help me was always my
That's
attitude.
the right, and that's probably why you haven't imploded and why you've succeeded. Because, if you have that attitude, like, which a lot of people have, I have to do it all, right? There's no way you could do all this. You would be like on the ground. We'd be like finding you in the background by that doorway over there, trying to like scrape you up. You know what I mean? I mean, because you got to have that. And, a lot of us when we start businesses, that is what you have to do. Like you have to, you're kind of you're the everything. Do you know what I mean? But having that mindset of like, okay, who can help me with this? Who can I seek out? Whether it's an employee or whether it's training, whether it's this or that, that's, in my opinion, the key to growth.
And we do piecemeal. Like I was just thinking, I have another gal, she's part-time, she works at home, and she has a little one, and she is really good with SEO. And so she really helps us with SEO for our content, which is important. Like, and we have, I have somebody on the side who helps me with my QuickBooks, and it's just, so I have a couple little just like.
It's like a pit crew.
Yeah, a little, helpers. And there's so many people out there that have a skill that want to work from home, and it's pretty incredible.
I love it. I love everything about that. I'm like inspired. We're gonna be kicking major butt here today as well. Like we try to do every day, right? We try to, you know. So Chris, final question here, and then we'll give out some links with it. Make sure everyone will gotta go through a couple. But final question. So, you know, and I know you're working on something because based on your personality and talking to you, what's next? Where are you focusing next? Or where's your energy going with business right now?
Well, one of the things we want to really get done this summer is trying to make our course, the Whole Body Reset, evergreen.
Yes, which is
because fall is a really good time to run. We like to run the course in the fall and in the spring. Those are the two best sessions for moms and women who are like, okay, it's time to take care of me. Lose some weight, change my life. So that's going to be number one goal. Number two goal, with the way things have been going on in the world now, we're just getting back into our studio where we can do our live workouts. And we have a few new things we're adding to our mix. So we're always like, we offer everything from strength, cardio, yoga, bar, a whole bunch of different things. And we're in the process of adding a new mix, which is going to involve some treadmill classes. So that's
very cool.
Yeah, that's going to be an endeavor for the summer that we have to get going on. We just added meditation. Starting in March, we've added 26 meditations. So, you know, we're just constantly growing our offering and working on wholebodyreset.com.
Ooh, I love it. And, you know, what evergreen for you, just I'll add my 2 cents here, is going to be great because, you know, evergreen, you know, and by the way, for those who are like, what was evergreen? Evergreen basically just means, for those that are new to that term, essentially that you can sell your course to a group to individuals, not based on a live launch, i.e. it starts on June 1st and ends June 10th, but it's based on when they opt in, when they come in. It's an automatic launch. So you're going through your own private promotion for a course on a timer. That's basically how an evergreen launch works. And what I love about this, Chris, and why it's going to be so successful for you is that it's not the boom and bust of big launches. Like, so you don't see like the big, like, 250 people in a week type thing, right? But instead, it creates that consistent weekly people coming in, right? Weekly sales, right? But what I also love, and this is one of your skills that I picked up from this interview, is that you're a really good tweaker, and that's perfect for evergreen because you'll set it up, run it for a month without messing with it at all. Do you know what I mean? For the most part. Do you know what I mean? Maybe little things here and there. Then, not only similar to like a program, you can tweak. Okay, let's tweak the emails. Let's tweak the spacing. Let's tweak an ad, whatever it is. Then that it's the ultimate thing because you don't have to get it all right like you would for a live launch, if that makes sense.
The first time,
right.
And I should mention, we use Drip for our emails, which used to be owned by Lead Pages. I don't know if they're still.
I don't know if they had like a marriage. I don't know if it's a separation now. Are they still married but living in different houses, sleeping in different rooms? I don't really know. But it's one of those
they're
things.
friends.
They are friends.
And Drip has really been good for us to set up those Drip campaigns. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to set up the evergreen, see how it goes for like a month, and then tweak the email sequences or whatever we need to do and see if it works. And then we'll be able to add Facebook ads because it's long term.
Exactly.
It's really hard to run short term Facebook ads. They just don't get the traction.
Yep.
So
and also, you have those things where you can have a lead magnet that then can go right into the evergreen series, like meaning like, it's 101 fitness steps or whatever, and then then the free video series starts like a day later. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You put them right through there. I mean, it's just a lot of cool stuff. So I can't wait to hear about the next phase of the business as you get that going. So Chris, as we wrap up, thank you so much. This was such a wonderful conversation. I love chatting with you. What are a couple links? I know we mentioned a few of them, but I want to make sure that we link up below anyone that, because I know there's going to be people in my audience that not only want to go take a look at your business, right? Because we're all into courses and online business and see what you're doing. But I have a feeling we have a lot of people that are also going to like these workouts and maybe even become members or whatever it might be. So what's the best places we can direct people?
So direct people to Get Healthy U TV, GetHealthyUTV.com.
Got it.
And David, I'll give you a coupon code where people can join if they're interested for the full year for $20.
All right.
For the whole year.
That's crazy.
And then,
that's a no-brainer pricing there.
It's crazy. And that's for the year, and you get their live workouts and all that good stuff. So GetHealthyUTV.com. And the course is WholeBodyReset.com.
Yep.
If you just want to kind of see, you can, obviously it's behind the paywall, but you get a little information about it. Those two would be the best places. Our blog really relies on Google.
Yeah.
We rely on search traffic for that website, but there's a lot of good information there. But gethealthyutv.com and wholebodyreset.com. And I just have to thank you for everything you've done, because literally, like, I started following you. I remember being in the car watching your free videos. We were on a road trip.
Hopefully not driving. Yeah.
No, I was a passenger. And it was probably like 6 years ago. And I was like, oh, this guy makes sense. And I started I did the CAOC, and then we got Course Cats, and I've taken your webinar course, and I'm now in your Rise Inner Circle for your monthly trainings. And I just think that's so important. As entrepreneurs, we have to have a resource where we learn. And so I thank you.
Well, listen, I'm blushing. I'm not really blushing, but I'm blushing. So I appreciate that, Chris. It really, and that makes me feel good. I mean, just to be honest, it's always great to hear, when work is validated and you have people that come in and they're actually like yourself that want to get results, are passionate about their subjects and put the work in. So I appreciate you. And thank you so much for coming on here and chatting. And we can't wait to hear about the next results as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.